For years, gaming in India was largely dismissed. It was viewed as a niche addiction rather than a viable pursuit. But Animesh Agarwal saw the infrastructure for a professional community where others saw only a distraction. High-end competitive play was gated by hardware. Building a PC capable of running international titles required a level of capital that few Indian households were willing to invest in a hobby. The social pressure was equally restrictive. In a culture that prioritized the stability of traditional careers in engineering or medicine, hours spent at a screen were often seen as a sign of failure. This forced a burgeoning subculture into the shadows. Young players congregated in local internet cafes, paying by the hour to access the connectivity they lacked at home. Operating within this underfunded and often scrutinized environment produced a generation of players who were uniquely resilient. They were used to grinding under pressure with minimal institutional support. Agarwal understood this grind because he lived it. Early in his journey, he faced severe financial instability, at one point needing to reach out for funds just to ensure his family remained supported. He realized that the path to scaling Indian gaming didn't lead through expensive PC rigs. It led through the smartphone, a device that was already democratizing internet access across the country. He began mapping out a professional mobile esports circuit at a time when there were no established leagues or sponsors to validate the idea. His focus wasn't on personal gameplay, but on the logistics of an industry. He set out to build the management and streaming structures that would allow others to turn their skills into a profession. This required a relentless cycle of early morning streams and late-night networking. He spent months identifying and recruiting isolated creators, convincing them that their individual audiences could be more powerful if they were consolidated. These efforts culminated in the launch of the 8-Bit brand, the first formal organization designed to provide these mobile players with a stable professional home. Agarwal avoided the traditional top-down corporate model. He instead established a horizontal network where creators shared resources and cross-promoted content. This structure created a safety net. By pooling their influence, individual streamers were protected from the volatility of platform algorithms through their collective leverage. The organization provided a sense of legitimacy that these players had never experienced, changing how they viewed their own career potential. This shift in perspective transformed a group of disconnected streamers into a unified force that could finally command the attention of major advertisers. Despite 8-Bit's growth, the market remained split between competing factions. This fragmentation made it difficult for Indian esports to attract the large-scale investment seen in Western or Chinese markets. To solve this, Agarwal executed a strategic merger with Naman Mathur's Team Seoul. This alliance brought together the country's most prominent competitive roster and its most influential content creators under the S8UL banner. The combined reach of the two organizations created an audience scale that was impossible for the mainstream media to ignore. It provided the professional standards and infrastructure required to move Indian mobile gaming from local tournaments to the global stage. S8UL demonstrated that unity among creators was the most effective way to overcome a market that had long been skeptical of digital entertainment. S8UL now represents India at international events like the Esports World Cup, winning global awards that acknowledge their influence on the industry. The contrast in scale is significant. The subculture that once hid in dark cafes now fills major arenas, attracting thousands of live spectators. For the creators, the success is personal. Many have used their earnings to purchase homes and provide financial security for the parents who once worried about their future. Agarwal's own lifestyle, characterized by luxury cars and high-end fashion, serves as a visible metric for the industry's economic maturity. Items like his sneaker collection are more than personal interests. They are tangible evidence of the high-value economy that now surrounds professional gaming in India. The financial success of these creators invalidated the argument that gaming is a path without merit. While the public was slow to recognize the value of this community, Agarwal was building the foundation of a new industry. The massive audience and revenue generated by S8 eventually made it impossible for the government to leave the sector unregulated and unrecognized. This pressure contributed to the Online Gaming Bill, which officially recognized esports at a federal level and provided a clear legal framework for the industry. Agarwal's work went beyond managing a team. He was one of the primary figures responsible for establishing the professional standards that others now follow. He provided the proof of concept that mobile esports could function as a scalable, legitimate business model within the unique constraints of the Indian market.